Oh, and what is up, YouTube? G3 Iron here, and today we are talking about what makes playing POE fun for you. So today, while I was perusing the forums, I came across this thread, this lovely thread, which you can see more details down below in the info below the video, where there's a bunch of different people sharing about what makes POE fun for them. So I thought we'd do a little trip down forum lane as we see what inspires different people to play POE, and then of course what inspires you. I'd love to hear that in the comments. What inspires you? What makes playing POE fun for you? And hopefully some of the discussion that we have through this forum thread maybe inspires you. If nothing comes to mind right away, if you're just thinking, well, POE's fun, that's what's fun about it. But if you're looking for some language or maybe some mental coat hangers to hang your gameplay and your fun on, then hopefully this thread and this video will give you some language for that. So first off, it's the thread host LMTR14, and he says, after all the complaining, sometimes it is beneficial to have a look at what actually works for you when playing the game, and when is playing the game fun. So for this user, for this exile, progress, level, achievements, challenges, atlas clearing, unique checklist, etc. When I can progress closer to the end of the game, i.e. getting all achievements other than hardcore stuff, certainly not going to touch that, I'm having fun. That happens right now because my CA Raider, so that's Caustic Arrow Raider, is my best character so far by a mile. Got 25% to 94 done and see nothing keeping me from reaching that level or up to 95, 96 even, and then going for the last 20 or so red and unique maps as soon as I find them. Lack of progress equals zero fun, which is what happened with every other character of mine in the endgame. Eventually, I couldn't level anymore because of XP penalty reduced all progress to zero. That has always been the absolute worst part of the game, and really the sole reason to ever uninstall for me, which happened more than 20 times by now. Summary: progress is extremely good, no progress is extremely bad. So, are you like this? Are you a progress-driven gamer where you constantly want to be seeing growth in your character? If that's the case, and this, by the way, is very true for me, I actually love the leveling process. When I'm getting tired of a league or when I'm getting tired of playing PoE and want to play something else, I know I'm getting tired of it because I will stop building new characters and stop trying out different things, because that's one of the things that I really love about PoE is the replayability and that you can go through and try out so many different things. So it's not just that I enjoy the 10-act story mode prior to maps or even just mapping. It's not that. Oftentimes there's a delineation there in discussions. You'll see people who say, oh, well, I really enjoy mapping, or oh, I really enjoy the story. I'm saying that leveling happens typically where you can have a session where you can sit down and in one session, so like an hour for some people is going to be in a session, 30 minutes is going to be sometimes a session for some people 4 hours is going to be a session, but where you can sit down and in a session see progress for your character. That could be, as this guy has described it, it could be levels, it could be achievements, it could be challenges, it could be currency, it could be atlas, it could be anything. But if you can see progress in a session, that to me makes PoE really, really fun. Which also, conversely, is why trading is fun, because you always feel like you're making progress. It's really fun. Okay, so the second response by Asgabast. For me, it's always about trying out a new build and investing in it in order to make it stronger, to be able to progress further. It really isn't about the challenges, though I like to do the first set of 12. It is more about finding a sweet spot where you can farm, grind currency easier. Then there's crafting. The new fossils make crafting kind of fun, and I don't mind spending a few chaos for the chance of crafting a nice rare item. That's about it. I decided that I wouldn't be doing more than one character per league. My league starter is level 94 now, and I'm not sure if I will level any more, since I've always told myself I'd stop at a point, and this might just be it. For now, I've played 6 days and 20 hours on this character with the last 50 days or so. I might have gone a bit overboard, but as long as it's fun, I guess it's worth it. Have fun and stay safe. All right, Johnny Snow says, making my characters stronger and having a content to match them is what excites Johnny. For Shagsbeard, gets me out of my real-life headspace. I teach. It's really nice to not have to think about students or their wacky problems for a while. I would say in all of the different gaming communities I've ever been a part of, we talk a lot about immersion. That's a hot button word, it's a buzzword inside gaming communities, but I think this is what a lot of the time what people are referencing. Getting out of their regular professional or family or academic, getting out of whatever it is that's going on outside of the game and being able to dive into the game, not just whether or not it's about lore or not just whether it's about gameplay, but whatever game is compelling and motivating and fun for a lot of players is being able to go from what Shakespeare articulates as the real life headspace and dive into the game's headspace. That's what's really, really fun for most, not necessarily for most players, but for the most community members that I've interacted with and polled and surveyed. That's, for me, in almost every gaming community that I've ever run or worked for, that's been the number one thing why people continually come back to games, is because they want to get out of their real life headspace for a little bit. And we actually see this answer echoed by Antacito. I don't know how to say that name. You can say that name 10 times fast. But pretty much similar. Basically the same reason I like roguelikes. And then he recommends a thread to go read. But he says, getting out of my real life headspace does not really work for me long term with obviously fake feel-good comic visuals like WoW, TF2, SF4, even though they were fun for a week or two. But PoE's graphics, music, voice acting, and lore have hooked me since Talisman. The Human Tornado says, playing dog shit ascendancies, which is pretty funny because he's playing a gladiator this league. That's pretty funny. Quoting the Shakespeare quote, Fraz says, I'm in the same boat. I even think we teach the same subject. But from a gameplay perspective, my fun is all about theory crafting my build, executing the build, and progressing for as long as I can. When my build starts to reach the limits of what's possible for me in my available game time, my fun starts to diminish. Talked with a friend about this subject the other day. For him, it was all about the rewards and crafting. He doesn't find the gameplay fun, killing monsters. It's all about earning currency to craft items, which for me, that's a lot of the end game. It's about trading and making money so that way I can give it back to guildies, so that way they can go and do whatever they want to do. I enjoy that. While that is fun too, I struggle to see anyone that can find the game fun when 50% of the game are just means to an end. But we're all different, and thank God for that. Yep. POE 091 says, just grinding. I like the farm. Satan 10 says, finding upgrades, becoming stronger, trying out new builds, constant big updates, the amount of possibilities you have in here, and probably more. Yeah, so constant big updates to a game is a big deal. A lot of games out there that are free-to-play games have patch cycles of like anywhere between 1 month, anywhere between 1 week to 1 month. And sometimes they're longer than that. But I think one of the things that's great about PoE and that free-to-play model is that while there are constant updates and patches that are going on, there are continual quarterly patches, which we call seasons or leagues. And that's really, really fun to be able to say, hey, there's going to be something new that's out for this game. That's going to change the way that we play it. And sometimes they're bad. Sometimes people don't like them. Sometimes they're not up your alley of what you would consider fun. But the fact that the game itself and the game company is committed to putting out big content updates, that's one that was a great point from Satan 10. Okay, VMT80 says, I love finding treasures. That's why I can't ever understand people who play this game non-SSF. Personally, trading would ruin the game for me so bad I'd rather quit altogether. Also, like OP said, progress. I'm leveling Leo to 8, even though I know he isn't offering anything good. It's a matter of principle. So there you go. You can also notice that this guy's got, it appears to be no challenges, at least on this account. Anyway, so good luck to him leveling Leo. So there's a bunch more comments and a bunch more discussion in this thread. I'm going to encourage you to go check out this thread. I'm going to put it down, again, the info down below in the comments. But again, the question to you all today is, what makes playing PoE fun for you? Leave us a comment down below. I think I've already articulated for me the couple of things, but I think progress is one of them. Working towards a goal is another one. Getting out of your regular headspace is another one. And then, the other thing that's going to be kind of sappy for me about playing PoE, I like playing PoE and making friends and meeting people and teaching them the game. Like, that's actually really fun for me. I enjoy making YouTube content, and I enjoy seeing people actually go from, hey, I didn't know something, to, hey, now I do know something. I enjoy that in my hobby space, not so much in my work or professional life, because I hate repeating myself for work, but I love repeating myself when it comes to PoE. So anyway, those are some of the things that I enjoy about PoE. How about you? Leave us a comment down below and let us know.